So today we're going to be dividing unit fractions by whole numbers. And this is going to be pretty much the exact opposite of what we did yesterday. So let's review. Yesterday we divided whole numbers like 3 divided by unit fractions like 1/4. Just to remind you, unit fractions are any fraction that has the 1 as your numerator. So 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, 1/3. Those are all different types of unit fractions. So yesterday we did 3 divided by 1/4. And remember the way we solved that is we counted how many 1/4ths are in 3 and used that number as our answer. So for example, there are 12 1/4ths in a 3. So 3 divided into 1/4 chunks would give us 12. But today we're going to say 1/4 divided by 3. So we're going to see what fraction we get if we divide a fraction into more parts. So we're going to do it similarly to yesterday. We're going to use our fraction strips, and we're going to use the number lines that we talked about yesterday. So for fraction strips, we are going to go to Toy Theater just like we did yesterday. For today, we are going to make sure that we use our fraction strips that are on our desks because we're really going to need those today. They're really going to help you out quite a bit. All right, so let's take a look at our first problem right there on your notes sheet. It says 1/5 divided by 2. So I like to always pull out a 1 just so we can kind of have that whole number to compare it to. But then let's pull up a 1/5. So your fraction strips should look just like mine right now. You should have a 1, a whole with a 1/5 under it. Now our job is to figure out what we can fit in there that would divide that 1/5 into equally. So I might try 1/8 and I might line it up and be like, nope, 2 1/8 does not fit with 1/5. Let's try 1/12. 1, 2, nope, not 2 1/12. Let's try 1/10. Well, you look at that. 2 1/10 fit inside 1/5 perfectly. So if I take my 1/5 and I split it in half, I would get 1/10. So that's how we're going to answer this question. We have our 1/5 divided into 2 parts because see that the 1/5 and the 2/10 equal the same amount. So 1/5 divided into 2 parts is going to get us 1/10. Let's try the next one. Leave your 1 whole up there, but now let's do 1/3 divided into 4 equal parts. That's a lot of parts. Let's try 8s. I know I need a pretty small one, like for example, 1/2 won't work. Let's try 8s. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Nope, I'm not going to fit 4/8 inside of there. So let's see what else we can find. Remember, I'm trying to split 1/3 into 4 equal parts. Let's try 1/10. 1, 2, 3. It might fit. Nope, 1/10 doesn't fit either. So let's try 1/12. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If you line those up perfectly, you can see that I can divide 1/3 into 4 parts. And if I divide that 1/3 into 4 parts, one of those 4 parts is 1/12. So that means that 1/3 divided into 4 parts or divided by 4 is going to give me 1/12 as an answer. For this next one, I'm going to set it up, but I want you to try it on your own. So it says 1/2 split into 4 pieces. So write it out. This is going to be 1/2 divided by 4. Go ahead and work it out. All right, let's take a look at this. If I have 1/2, I know that if I were to put 1/4 and 1/4, that would be dividing it by 2. But if you look, we're trying to split it into 4 pieces. So let's go ahead and pick up that 1/8 and see how many of those fit. 3, 4. Perfect. I know that if I say 1/2 divided into 4 pieces, one of those pieces is 1/8. So you should have gotten 1/8. You're going to have a lot more practice with these fraction strips today on your classwork and on your IXL. But for right now, let's go ahead back to our notes and start with the number line side. So let's take a look at those number line problems. Your first one is going to be 1/2 divided by 3. So we're going to draw our number line just like we did yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and say 1 there. Now, this is a 0. I'm going to split it. This is 1/2. So I have to split the 1/2 divided by 3. Now, when we do that, it's going to make sense why we drew it all the way to 1 instead of just stopping at 1/2. So we know that if I want to divide it into thirds, I put 2 hash marks. I'm going to go ahead and divide up the whole number by that. Now, gets to be the tricky part. We have to figure out what fraction we just divided that whole into. So we've got our 1/2, and we divided that 1/2 into 1, 2, 3 parts. So we have to count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know there are 6 parts that I divided this whole into. 6 parts. So this 1 is going to be 6/6. So we've got 5/6, 4/6, 3/6, 2/6, and 1/6. So if I take a look at my 1/2, remember we're focusing in on this 1/2 part, then I can tell that I divided into 3 parts, and each of those parts is 1/6. So my answer to 1/2 divided by 3 is going to be 1/6 because I took my 1/2 and I divided it into 3 parts, and one of those parts equals 1/6. Let's think about this when on tomorrow, we're going to think about it another way with models. But today we're going to focus on our fraction strips and number lines. Remember to rewatch the video if you need to understand it a little bit more. And we're always going to do more examples. For the second one, we've got 1/4 divided by 2. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to draw a number line. I've got 0 and 1. Now, we have to divide it into 1/4 first. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, I've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. All right. Now we have to divide our 1/4 into 2 parts. Let's go ahead and divide each 4th into 2. Now it's our job to figure out what those blue lines are. So I'm going to count them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That means the 1 is 8/8. So we've got 7/8, 6/8, 5/8, 4/8, 3/8, 2/8, and 1/8. So let's review. I wanted to see if I had this 1/4 and I cut it in 2 parts, what would one of those 2 parts be? One of those 2 parts would be 1/8. Because when we looked at the whole and split the whole into parts, there was 8 total parts. So that means one of those parts is 1/8. Now it's time for you to try one on your own. 1/4 split into 3 pieces. I'm going to help you set up your number line, but you're going to have to figure out how to finish it. So let's go ahead and number our number line to 1. And then you need to split your number line into 4ths, and then each 4th into 3. Go ahead and try it on your own. All right, so you should have split this into 4ths. We've got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. All right, now we have to split each 4th into 3 pieces. So we've got, remember, 2 lines split into 3 pieces, 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece. So this 1/4 has been split into 1, 2, 3 pieces. Let's go ahead and split the other fourths. All right, now that all of our fourths are split, our next step is to figure out how many pieces we just split our whole into. So let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That tells me this one whole is 12 twelfths. It is 12 pieces that equal one whole. If there's 12 pieces in here, one of those pieces, remember we're just looking for this piece, would equal 1/12. So if we take 1/4 and we split it into 3 pieces, one of those pieces is going to be 1/12. I hope you understood how we're going to be using fraction strips and number lines. Remember, if you have any questions, please ask. And it's time for you to get started on your classwork.